Yo, what's up, guys? Teddy Striker here, and a few days ago, Israel Adesanya finally announced that he will be taking on Dricus Plessis in August in Perth, or not Perth, but no, actually, I do think it's in Perth, but it's definitely in Australia against Dricus Plessis, and I'm very excited for this. It should have been at UFC 293, but Dricus, that was a bit too soon for him, so Strickland stepped up, and we all know what happened. But now it seems like the history has kind of like reset itself, and we're finally getting this fight. It was super hyped up. There's a lot of bad blood, and personally, I do think that Israel Adesanya is going to knock Dricus Plessis out, and I'm gonna try to explain why I think that he is going to knock him out. Now, firstly, I think it's important to look at how to beat a guy like Israel Adesanya, and we've kind of seen it at this point. We've seen the Sean Strickland way, the Alex Pereira way, and also with Jan Blachowicz with the grappling. So there's several ways of beating a guy like Israel Adesanya. For example, like Jan Blachowicz, he was staying in the center of the ring, and basically Jan Blachowicz was able to shut down Israel Adesanya's offense. He's one of the best defensive fighters in the light heavyweight division. He's able to, he's got great eyes, great defensive awareness, and he showed that against Israel. Like, he was able to defend the leg kicks, take away Adesanya's jab, and eventually scored the takedowns to get those later rounds whenever Israel would kind of pull back like he likes to do, because he likes those counter shots, pull back, but he leaves his hips open, and Jan was able to take advantage of that. And then Pereira, he was pressuring Adesanya a lot, like pushing him back, because Adesanya, he's a great striker, but he needs some space to operate. He needs that space to throw his kicks, to use his feints, and to set you up. And Sean Strickland, he was able to do the same thing as Alex Pereira, just pressure him. And the thing about Sean Strickland was that he was able to take away Israel Adesanya's leg kicks. Like, Adesanya was not having success. Sean Strickland kept checking or pulling his leg out the way. But Sean Strickland was also able to take away Israel Adesanya's jab. Adesanya didn't have success landing that jab that he usually likes to land and usually has success landing, but he couldn't against Sean Strickland. Now, Dricus Plessis is a very smart fighter. I think he's going to try to implement some of the things that these guys have done to beat Israel, but I don't think he's going to have as much success, because even a guy like Alex Pereira, when he was pressuring Adesanya, he almost got knocked out, and he did get knocked out in their second fight, but in their first fight, he was just walking forward and pressuring Adesanya, and Adesanya in the first round, he almost knocked him out with a beautiful 1-2. And I feel like Dricus Plessis, he's not as defensively aware as a guy like Sean Strickland. He's not as, he doesn't have the reflexes, the eyes, and just the defensive movements of a guy like Sean Strickland. In his fight versus Sean Strickland, he was getting tagged with the jab in the first 2 rounds pretty often. After the third round is when Dricus Plessis was able to make the adjustments. Sean Strickland said that he had the blood in his eye, which is why he couldn't really see, and he wasn't as accurate with his jab. And the leg kicks were also landing at times for Sean Strickland. He didn't really throw that much, but even against a guy like Darren Till, who was in the southpaw stance, and Israel is a switch hitter, so he's going to be hitting from both sides. Darren Till was having some success with the leg kicks, but he wasn't really, using that as a big part of his game plan. But Darren Till was also able to catch Dricus Plessis whenever he was coming forward with like a good elbow. Dricus has this like sort of movement similar to Robert Whittaker, but I think he's slower than Robert. And also, Darren Till was using some heavy feints against Dricus Plessis, which is something that Israel is obviously going to implement in this fight. And I feel like Israel, he's posted some clips on his YouTube channel about him working on his grappling and making some big adjustments. And I feel like overall, he's just gonna, take those lessons from the Sean Strickland fight and like stand your ground a bit more, go to the body with your shots, take your time. And I feel like he's really gonna take this fight serious. With Strickland, I do feel like there is a part of him that was kind of underestimating him. He did have that DUI like a couple weeks before that fight, so I don't think he was really locked in. But with Dricus, there's a whole narrative about who's the real African champion, and he's pissed off Israel and things like that. So I think that this is gonna we're gonna see one of the best version versions of Israel Adesanya. And to be honest, I feel like this fight is going to end pretty similarly to the first Robert Whittaker fight with Israel Adesanya. Dricus Plessis kind of lunging forward and Israel just sidestepping and then clipping him with like a right hook or left hook. And even if Dricus starts to make it a dogfight, I feel like that's going to be worse for him because he's going to leave himself even more open. With Sean Strickland, he was able to just like pressure Adesanya, keep his guard up, be defensive. And we've seen Adesanya in that dogfight against Kelvin Gastelum. And with Pereira, Pereira tried to bully him and kind of like get in his face, but Adesanya will fire back with precise and powerful shots to potentially knock him out. It's really going to be like Dricus I think his main game plan is going to have to be take Adesanya down and try to slow him down with that and then maybe get like a TKO on the ground or a submission. But I feel like Adesanya has been improving his grappling since that Jan Blachowicz fight. And we're going to see all the answers. I'm really excited for this fight. I think Israel Adesanya is going to knock him out in the second round. But let me know what you guys think about this. You guys think Israel will become a 3-time middleweight champion? Thanks for watching and God bless.